Hey, hello. Tonight I wanted to do an interactive sort of video with you. So it can be interactive or not, depending on what you would like. If you do want to participate, you will need something to write with and a piece of paper. So I just have this black marker and this notepad here. We are going to be drawing two pictures, drawings, simple drawings, and then analyzing them. This is a kind of psychological test that is still done from time to time. I don't think it's very accurate, but I do know several friends who have had to do this as a part of a job interview, and luckily it's never kept any of them from getting the job interview or from getting the job. But I thought it was a very absurd way to try to divine something about someone's personality. And so I think about it often, and I thought it might be fun to share with you tonight, as long as we don't take it too seriously. So I'll just start by opening this notebook to a fresh page. I think it makes more sense to do this with a landscape view, if possible. So, the first drawing we are going to make is of a person in the rain. That's the whole prompt. Draw a person in the rain. And so if you would like to participate, I'm going to do so now, and then you should do the same without looking at mine. So pause it now if you would like. Okay. I haven't looked at I have some ideas of the analysis, but I haven't looked at it in a long time, and I've never looked at it completely, so don't really know what this is going to mean for me either. So I'll just draw this little guy, an umbrella. It's in the rain. And give him some boots. They're see-through. And I think that's all. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, if you're done, we will analyze this now. The first thing is in regards to the orientation of the drawing on the paper. Mine is kind of skewed due to the camera, so I would say this is mostly in the center since you can't see this part of the notebook. If your drawing is oriented to the right, so if the person on your sheet of paper is on the right, it indicates your desire to grow professionally and your confidence in what will happen in the future. If, on the other hand, your person is far on the left, it shows your pessimistic attitude, and also that something from your past prevents you from being happy in the future. So I think this is especially true for anyone who is a native speaker of a language that reads from left to right. Left is often associated with the past, and right is often associated with the future. If your person is in the center, then it means you're quite competitive, which I think is not untrue of me. So, umbrella. Next, we're going to discuss the umbrella. No umbrella means that you have no protective mechanisms or resources to cope with difficult life situations. No umbrella means you're just out here high and dry, as it were, but actually getting wet in this case. A large umbrella that covers the person almost completely, yeah, just about, right, except for maybe his little hand, means that you're very defensive, the type of person who always needs protection and prefers isolation. It's probably true of me, prefers isolation. It is quite a big umbrella. You let me know if you think this is a big umbrella. The third aspect of the umbrella we're going to discuss is its handle, right here. So the handle of the umbrella, if you gave it a handle, it means you need support and some action plan prepared, even if you know you won't need it. So you like to be prepared and make a plan for your actions going forward. Again, probably true of me. Next, we're going to discuss the human figure. So a front view, like if your human is facing you, that means you have the ability to confront difficult situations. A profile view, so facing the side, means a desire to avoid ambiguous situations. And a back view, like if they are facing away from you and me and whoever's viewing, back view means the need to go unnoticed. Next, we're going to consider the size of the drawing in general. So a small drawing, like if you have paper this big, but you took up this much space, means modesty, insecurity, feeling of inferiority, or low self-esteem. A big drawing, on the other hand, so taking up all the paper, means the need to be recognized and that maybe you are prone to vanity. Then we are going to discuss, if you can remember, the order in which you drew the picture, or the drawing. So I think I remember, but I'll have to check as I am recording this. It's common to start with the head and finish with the raindrops, which is actually exactly what I did, I think. If you started with the feet, on the other hand, it shows that you have a tendency to choose the wrong way to solve your problems. Like you go about solving your problems the wrong way. If you started with the umbrella, on the other hand, it can be a sign of excessive defensiveness. Pretty sure I drew the face first, and then the body, and then the umbrella, the handle, the boots, and the rain, or the rain and then the boots. And the last thing we're going to consider is the person in your drawing moving? So if the person is standing still, like mine, it shows that you want to protect yourself from the surrounding world and that you have some problems with adaptation. Sure. I mean, protect myself from the surrounding world. Yeah, I'm very private. And on the other hand, if the person is walking, it means that you know where you're headed with your life. Then there's a footnote at the end of this interpretation set of instructions that says, since each drawing is unique and the interpretations vary for each person, the test is usually administered and interpreted by a professional. A like me. Just kidding, I'm not a professional. So that's the first one. Now we will do the second one. So again, I'll tell you the prompt once I get a fresh sheet of paper. Alright, so in this prompt, we'll be drawing, I believe, 3 things. Yes, drawing a house, a tree, and a person. That's the prompt. Draw a house, a tree, and a person. So if you'd like to do so, please pause the video now so my drawing doesn't affect yours, and then we will analyze it. Okay, so a house, a tree, a person. Okay, so make this little roof, and then the house coming down like that. Make a little chimney. Here is a door. Here's a big window with an interesting pane of glass kind of thing. And it's like an old glass window. Okay, then a tree. On these roots, we'll go like that. Started further down the trunk, I think, but there's my tree. Like an apple in it. And then I'll draw a person. Like that. These all look like different styles, don't they? Oh well. My tree a little bigger, add some dimension to it, you know. Okay, my tree, my house, and my person. Yeah, they don't need anything. Okay, I think you can see it all. So it's a little odd, minus. Alright, so this one is more advanced. I'm just going to tell you what each aspect represents, and then it will be up to you to interpret how the elements represent different aspects of your life. So the image, the first thing we're going to analyze is the dimensions of the image. The dimensions of the image in relation to the paper and your drawing surface represent your level of self-esteem and confidence. The strokes and lines, like how firmly you press down, and whether they're solid or kind of sketched, indicate the level of determination and how comfortable you feel during a decision-making process. For example, if you tend to draw the same line twice, it shows insecurity, dissatisfaction, and out-of-control perfectionism. So I'm not sure what the window represents, if it will represent anything, but that would be true of this for me, because I went over it many times. Clarity represents harmony and flexibility. I think they just mean whether your drawing is interpretable, visually understood. So looking at the house first, it represents family relations, so how you see and interpret home and family life. It says a lot about how you feel about family values in general and your family in particular. The roof represents the intellectual, fantasy, and spiritual life. The chimney represents your affective with an A, not an E, your affective life, so your like emotional, romantic life, and sexual life. Smoke coming out of the chimney symbolizes internal tension. Good to know. Walls represent the firmness and strengths of your personality. Doors and windows represent your relationship with the surrounding world, social context, and level of integration. For example, a very large door, which mine is not, shows that you're very dependent. So this window is quite large, though. Something's wrong with my relationship to the surrounding world, I guess, according to this. Sidewalks, I have none, represent openness and access to your intimate family life. The ground, I have no horizon line either. Suggests stability and contact with reality. So apparently I have no contact with reality, really. Okay, moving on to the tree. The tree symbolizes the deepest and most unconscious aspects of your personality. It represents those things you usually keep to yourself. So the crown of it, by which I think they mean this part, represents ideas, thoughts, self-concept. For example, crown density is directly connected with mental productivity. So mentally I'm quite prolific, apparently. Branches represent social contacts, aspirations, and level of satisfaction or frustration. The trunk represents your sense of self, your intactness of personality. If it's curved, it means you're flexible and adapt easily. Not so in my case. The roots represent your unconscious and instinctive inner world, reality testing, and orientation. 3, it's like a stool, pretty firm, I think. Ground, again, no horizon line, which is unnerving, represents contact with reality and stability. For example, its absence, like me, represents difficulties coping with reality. If I had to do this in a job interview, I don't know if I'd be getting the job, guys. Alright, and then talking about the person. The person represents self-concept, your ideal self. It shows your attitude toward this world, how your social life and inner world coexist. So mine is quite simple, but I'll just talk you through all the details. Head represents intelligence, communication, imagination, sociability. For example, if the head is larger than the body, it means you have impressive intellectual abilities. Hair, I have none, represents sexuality, virility, and sensuality. Eyes represent social communication and your perception of the world around you. Mouth represents sensuality, sexuality, and verbal communication. If the mouth on your picture is just a straight line, it means you're verbally aggressive. Hands, affectivity or aggressiveness. Neck, impulse control. Arms, adaptation and integration with the social world. Legs, contact with reality, support, stability and security. Feet, sexuality and aggressiveness, of which I have none either. So that concludes our little psychology exam. I hope you don't take it too seriously. I certainly will not. As I said, I think if I had to do this in a job interview, I would not get the job, probably. I think I would not get the job. So, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe we should all be thankful we don't have to do this for interviews, and we don't have to do this to tell people about ourselves. I hope you are so well. I hope you're super well. And I will see you very, very very soon. Good night.